Hello guys, this is Rohan and we are back again with another video. Last time somewhat we had a good race and this time we'll be jumping into the Zandvoort circuit. That is a brand new circuit in the F1 calendar. So let's just jump into the new weekend. With that we'll be just filling some of our activity chart, and in this particular thing I thought of going with the Fun Day team event because chassis department focus was just negatively affecting my overall morale, so I just went for the Fun Day team event. And with that I went on the 2-day sponsor event and the aero team building because I didn't felt to invest in my second driver, that is Korea. So with that I'll just went for the aero team building, and overall we are looking good on the paper. We are above the hash right now, and we have some cash in our hand, so I'll just going for some of the upgrades. So but where I thought that we should be using our resource point generation because that will be helpful even for our future time. So I just went for it straight, and with that we have spawns to fill in. So with that in mind I went and I just looked off all the sponsors with the weekly income and the gold bonus. With that in mind I was thinking to go with the Novus because that was giving me a great gold bonus, and my weekly goal was only to do 30 laps in the practice session, and that would have been easy because Atlantic was already paying us to do 75 laps in the all the races a team. So we just went in and tried to just customize some of my just color, and it looked good because there was a hint of purple in overall of my car. And with that we have some resource point to invest in. I was thinking to go for the major upgrade, but then I thought that we should just start with the minor one, and that will be the front wing drag reduction, and this will be getting ready by the next Grand Prix. So overall on paper we were looking above the hash, and let's just advance the time, and with this we will be having a press interview. So right now our resource point generation was completed.
Well,
Let us jump into the interview.
And I've got to say, an awful lot's changed since we were last here.
Nothing
Dive
has
into some
changed.
questions. You've been struggling to get points this season. What are the key
I was
areas
thinking
of
to just go
improvement
with the
you need to
power
make
unit
to the
or
team?
the drag reduction, but then I thought that I will be affecting my acclaim in both of them or the morale, so I just went with the just to attract the new drivers.
What are your predictions for your team going into
To
this
be honest,
season?
we are a new team, and with time we'll be getting better, so we'll be hoping to get some points.
Let's talk about your new second driver. How are they settling in?
Yeah, we are having a great car, and with that Juan Manuel Correa is a great driver as well.
Would it be safe to say that in terms of team orders, your career
No,
comes
no,
first
no, no.
and
There
your
are
team?
absolutely no team order here. Anyone can overtake anybody. We'll work as an team first and then as an individual.
Your
So,
second driver seems to be getting much more comfortable with their car. What have
no,
been
I
focusing on
am
their
not even
development?
investing a single thing in on my second driver. But yeah, they can push. He is pushing actually. So that is a great thing
It's been wonderful
from
to
Korea.
spend some time with you. Best of luck out on
Thank
track.
you. With that, our interview is over and we'll just advance our time, and all our upgrades are completed. So with that we have some expenses of our running cost, and as you can see we are at par with the hash team. So that is a motivation for us. With that I just need to make some changes. Our practice session was good. First practice, second practice, and third practice we knew the circuit, but yeah, there were some places where we were lacking. But with that I need to just change some of my component. Turbocharger we will be changing, but if I talk about the gearbox, there is no need. We have already completed 3 or 4 races out of it. With that I'm having some resource point to invest in. So with the recommended upgrade by Jeff, he told to invest in the energy store cells positioning, and as you can see it will be totally getting ready before the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. So that is some safe investment. With that, let's just jump into the qualifying. This is such a classic circuit, man. This is going to be great. And this circuit is coming after so many years, so, and even not so many changes have been done to this particular circuit. So this is like some old school circuit but with the future formula cars. And as you can see we are out on our lap So in this lap, I had to do things quickly because I just forgot to change to a new set of slicks that is soft. So eventually I had to run out into the pits and then again come out of it. And that is, you can see that only 33 seconds were left, but we were already on our out lap. And one of the things that I
Just
thought,
30 seconds left in the session.
yeah, thank you, Jeff. And with that, one thing I noted about this circuit was the dirty air played a great role. It affected the performance by miles, and with that, I was improving on my delta, as you can see, with the 5/10 of a second. And with that, can we improve on a position? Can we get out of Q1? And it is showing me P18 and then 19, and indeed we are P19. We ended up P19, but we were above our teammate. So that is something which is a good sign that we were racing better than our, at least our counterpart. Will easily beat Latifi in the rivalry, so that is not of any issues. And with that, we will be increasing our acclaim, our team acclaim, to level 6. And with that, let's just jump into the race.
It was 35 years ago that the late great Niki Lauda took his 25th and final Grand Prix win here at Zandvoort. He came from 10th on the grid to beat his McLaren teammate Alain Prost by just 0.2 of a second. Well, Zandvoort is a very different circuit today, of course, but still one with an incredible legacy. And we're going to add to that. Welcome along to the 2020 Dutch Grand Prix. Zandvoort circuit, 14 corners, 10 to the right and 4 to the left, with plenty of steep camber and elevation changes to keep our drivers on their toes throughout a 2.6 mile lap. Now, Anthony Davidson, I wonder, might we be in for some early pit stops today from the midfield teams, or trying to put some pressure on, or disrupting things for the leaders up front?
If you're in the middle of the pack, you know, you got your own race to run. I don't think they're going to be thinking about causing trouble up front. However, closer to the head of the pack, don't be surprised to see some split strategies. If you're running second and third, for example, bringing one car in for an undercut while leaving the other one out there longer can put a lot of pressure on the leader and maybe force them into an error.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Verstappen, Sebastian Vettel, and Albon, Ricciardo, Perez, Sainz, and Lance Stroll, Norris, Kvyat, Kevin Magnussen, and Gasly, Grosjean, Giovinazzi, Kimi Raikkonen, and Rowan. Correa, Russell, Latifi, and Esteban Ocon rounds off the grid. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today?
I was expecting a message from Jeff, but where he is? Is he on a leave? And with that, I'll just go with a one-stop pit stop. That will be softs and the hards. And here we are in our formation lap. And I can see a lot of support for the orange car. That is Racing India. So there are a lot of fans. And with that, we are just heating our tires to the temps so that we don't have any issues. And with that, there's a front grid with Mercedes, Ferrari, Red Bull and Ferrari. And here we are, just positioning ourselves into the grid. And here are the 5 red lights, rich fuel mix and overtake button enabled. And here we go. And we do have a really good start with Giovinazzi in front of me and Grosjean in front of me. We'll try to make sure that we are overtaking them. And with that, we did overtake Grosjean. And here we are on the chicane. We are looking good. And on the side by side with me is Giovinazzi, who is trying to make a move on us. But we'll try to drive on them. There is a bit of contact made. And we have Magnussen and Gasly in front of me. And we'll take the outside. And we have did overtake them. And with the Norris also, we did move to P12 in just one lap. And I'll just try to take overtake Danica. And we went on the grass with that. And yes, that is a absolutely great start from ourselves. We are following Danica Kvyat, and if we haven't went on the grass, we would have overtaken him as well. So that is absolute of a start from our side. And here is Lando Norris, who is trying to make a move on us. But we will manage to defend him. And we are on the softs, and we just move to the standard as well. So with that, overall, the grid is looking great, and we have jumped from P18 to P12.
Good job.
Thank you so much, Jeff. I am so much happy because at this time I thought that this is the first time I was thinking that we can end up in points, and with following I was following Danny Gavier, and I was thinking if we can make a move on him in the coming 2 to 3 laps when the DRS will get enabled. So that is something, and here are a lot of fans who are cheering for our team, and here I'll try to go on the inside, but yes, there was no space in that, and I'll just try to take him on the Haganol's corner. I guess I am pronouncing it right, and but we didn't. So we are still in the race, we are still in the fight, trying to make sure that we are taking a great pace, we are having a great pace, just to make sure we are at par with Danny Gavier. And with behind me is Lando Norris, he is also trying to close on me, and I'm trying to give my best, and as you can see, okay, there is a yellow flag, and I guess this is one of the Mercedes, and yes, this is the Mercedes of Valtteri Bottas, and I guess there is some engine issue. As I can see, he is slowing down on the straight, and yes, all the cars are passing him, and he will be parking straight. Caution. That is the first retirement for the leader who was leading this championship. So that will put Lewis Hamilton in his place if Lewis finishes in the position.
Okay, clear.
So again, we are trying to give our best.
Some information on Norris. They're slowing down. It seems like there's some kind of problem with their car.
Great to hear that, because Lando Norris was started losing a lot of time in that. Because as I was trying to get the pace on my softs, Lando Norris was not looking so good, and as you can see, Lando Norris was getting overtaken by many of the cars. As you can see, one from the Danny Gavier, and behind him is one of the Haas, so he is getting overtaken by most of the cars. So that is some great stuff. And on the lap 4 we are, although it was not our best lap, and here behind us is Magnussen, who is trying to make a move on us, and there no, there is Gasly. It was Gasly. He did try to make a move on us, and he ended up losing his front wing. He lost a bit of his front wing, and behind me is Magnussen is making a move on Gasly, trying to make a move on Gasly, but he didn't. He failed to move that, and till now we are looking good, but the cars in the front, for the likes of Kvyat or Sainz, they are just gaining a lot of time, and that is due to because we were losing a lot of time in the straights.
The car ahead is a second a lap faster than you.
Okay, so Danny Kvyat and Carlos Sainz, they all were gaining a lot of pace, and behind me is Magnussen, Gasly and Giovinazzi, who are fighting for the position, and they three are just racing behind me, and I was in bit of a clean air, so that was a good thing.
To start falling away soon.
But still, I was not struggling too much on the grip. I was feeling good on this soft, because this is like 38%, but I was struggling on the front left, and even the temperature was a bit higher on my front left due to the corners, due to the right-handers this circuit is having. So this circuit is having almost 13 right-handers, so that is most. And behind me, Gasly was overtaken by Magnussen and Giovinazzi due to the broken front wing when he was trying to make a move on us, but I generally didn't see him, so that is one of the issue. And behind me is Magnussen, who is looking on the pace, and he'll try to make a move on us on the start of lap 8. So I have to make sure that, but no, there is no chance. We have to give him space, and from the left hand side he's trying to make a move on us, and behind us also there is Giovinazzi, and I tried to drive on the inside, but due to that I lost a place, and I gave him a clear space. I gave Giovinazzi a clear space just to put his car, but still I'm trying to make a move on Giovinazzi on the outside, but he is on par with me, and I'm finding nose to nose with Giovinazzi, and he pushed me off the track, and I went to the barboard. Oh my god, I just managed to recover from that, but there, I guess there is no damage, but he just went into the barge board. He pushed me into the barge board on the straight. I was thinking just to go from the right hand side, and behind me is Kimi Raikkonen, who is also looking strong on the pace, and he'll be having the DRS, and yes, he will be making a move on us. And just to defend him, I dived down, I lead braked, and I dived on the left hand side on the outside, and I did manage to defend him off, but he won't be stopping there only. He is trying his level best to take any gap, and to make sure that he is passing us, and there is a bit of contact made by us, and but still I managed to defend him off. But how much long? Because he is really looking in a good pace. So, and I was all slow on this particular lap, and I went on the sausage curb. I just slid on that sausage curb, and now on the Tarzan corner, Kimi Raikkonen has a great chance to just make sure that he is overtaking us on the next straight, and he will also be having the DRS, so he is having the advantage of pace and the tires, because I was on the softs and my softs were already dead, and he was on the medium, so he did make a move on me. So that is something, and I'll try to late brake, and I just touched him, and with that I had a bit of damage on my front wing. That is some worst thing I could expect from a race from where I was on lap till lap 10 I was P14, where I was thinking that we could end up in the points. I ended up, and here you can see my left front is having a massive temperature, 106,
Okay,
107.
take it easy on the car. We can't sustain this level of damage. Check your MFD for a new strategy option.
And I guess this mistake will haunt us till the end. And Jeff told me to come in this lap, and here Grosjean passed us as well, but I thought that we had to pit in this next 2 laps, so I will try to hold up as much as I can, so just to make sure that we are only making a pit stop in the lap 12. So here I am on the start of lap 11. Behind me is Gasly and Korea, so they both will be having the DRS, and yes, Gasly did pass us. With that, Korea is behind us, and Gasly locked up his fronts, and which led us to make our contact with Korea. There is no damage though. Yes, behind us was Korea, who did make a contact with us, but I don't think so there is any damage to his front wing. And we went on the grass due to the lack of downforce which we were having, and which allowed Korea to even pass us as well. So that is some of the cheeky moves that was done by Gasly just to make sure he is staying ahead of us in the race. So we are not looking good, because most of our downforce was not even there. So Korea and Gasly were like 2 seconds ahead of me, and behind me was Norris, who was...
We're boxing this lap.
So Norris is also closing on us, so he will definitely try to make a move on us, because we are lacking the downforce and the speed. And here behind us is Lando Norris, who will be in the inside. He is trying to make sure he is driving down the inside, and then from the outside he did made a move on the inside, and yes, he did pass us. So we had no grip, we had no chance in that. So but can we hold on to this next DRS zone? He is at the DRS, but we dive down the inside, we late brake and we dive down the inside. There is no contact made, but that was an absolute great move from our side. We did manage to defend him off. We did push him on the sausage curb, but yes, and we are here in the pits, and we'll be having a change in our front wing, so that will take a lot of time, and our team are making sure that they'll do it in a fast manner, but we eventually ended up on P21, last on the grid.
Finish the race on this compound.
Ahead of me is Pierre Gasly, who is also coming out of the pits, and he is 3 seconds ahead of me, but eventually we had a good pace, and our tires were also looking good. So with the clean air, I was looking good overall, and we were trying to catch Ocon as well, because Ocon, Gasly and Latifi,
2.8 seconds.
all of them had a pit stop. We would have been in front of them if there was no front wing change, but yes, we have to catch them, and we were looking solid on our pace. So I'll try to just catch Ocon and Gasly, so that we can make them catch on to Latifi, and in the DRS zone we are, although not so good, but yes, we did manage to gain some time on this particular chicane. We were looking good, and on the lap 15 we were, as you can see, our lap times are in green, so we are giving our personal best on the hards, and the gap was also decreasing, so that means we were coming into the DRS zone as well, I'll say DRS range as well. And in the front of me, Gasly was making move on Latifi, so Latifi was overtaken by Gasly, and now I guess Ocon will also try to make a move on Gasly as well. But Latifi is not giving up. He is trying to manage to stay ahead of Gasly, but eventually ended up being overtaken. And here is Esteban Ocon just behind him in the DRS, in the slipstream of him. And here we are behind Latifi as well. Ocon did manage to pass on Latifi, but in this particular part, I'll think in the DRS zone, I'll try to catch Latifi as well. I am having the pace more than Latifi, so eventually I'll try to end up in P20 in the next lap, or else I saw. So we have the pace, and in the next we are coming into the next ZRS zone, and here I am trying to catch on Latifi, but no, there was nothing I could do. And I tried to make sure we are going on the outside, but still Latifi managed to defend us, and because of that Ocon and Gasly were gaining a lot of time, and I went on the outside of this particular chicane as well, but he is defending, he is not even giving me a inch of space to pass him, so there was no chance to just go onto the grass. And here I am trying to just make sure that we can take on Latifi. But in the next DRS zone, that is a very small, I'll say that this particular DRS zone is not so much long, so there is like, and we'll try to blade break, and yes, we didn't manage him, and there is Latifi locking up his front right. So here I am again on the chase of Latifi. That is like the third lap. I am trying to chase on Latifi, but I don't know, I was doing my best. I was in the DRS range. I was doing everything I could do just to make sure that we are overtaking Latifi. So from last lap 15, this lap 18, I am still behind Latifi. I am trying to give my best, and no chance, there was no chance. I even tried to use all of my overtake button. We are in the DRS range. I tried to went on the outside, but still I was on neck to neck. I am with neck to neck with Latifi, and I guess I will try to make a move on the right hand side, but he is having the racing line, and he did manage to just defend us. Man, now I was wondering that our power unit needs some upgrades, because we were lacking the pace. We were even on the overtake button. After using the overtake button and the DRS, we were of no match, and I went on the grass as well just to trying to push hard as well. So with that, lap 21 I late braked and went on the outside, but still Latifi on lap 21, that is like 5 laps has been passed, and Latifi was still in front of us. Here we are trying to late brake and just to make a move on him, but Latifi being Latifi, he is doing great, and our sector time also decreased. But this time we went on rich mix. We had the DRS, we had the overtake button enabled. I feel I was like hell. I will be going on the inside or outside, I don't care. And I did manage to go on the outside. Yes, finally I did manage to pass on, but no, he was still on neck to neck with me. I was trying to give my best, and Latifi in his Williams, what a driver he is. He was not giving up at all. He could have managed to just be in the lead for next 4 or 5 laps as much as he would have liked. And that shows that how much the dirty air is playing a big role in this circuit. So here I am on the next lap itself, and I am like 1.5 seconds ahead of Latifi. So as you can see, I'll say not much of a power unit failure it is, but it is much more of a dirty air game. So, and even I improved on my best in the lap, and the next on lap 23rd only. So that was like 8 laps I was behind Latifi, which helped Ocon and Gasly to just improve their timings. They are like 10 seconds in front of me.
Some breathing space between you and the car behind by a few seconds per lap.
Finally, yes, that is what I wanted to hear. Man, I was giving my best on every single lap. I was trying to decrease the space which was between Ocon and Gasly, and here I am looking good on the power. And as you can see, you will be able to see the timings. Latifi is 8 seconds below me, 8 seconds. So you got the difference, and I'm being catched by the front runners. He is Mercedes, that is of
Gap to the
Lewis
car in
Hamilton.
front is 11.0 seconds.
So Lewis Hamilton has catch up, and with that behind him is Max Verstappen. So if Lewis wins this race, so there will be a big impact on the championship, because Valtteri, and I tried to give him space, and I just I just went on, I just slipped. So I gave Max Verstappen
Blue
his
flag
full
conditions
space,
creating
and behind me is what I say, Ferrari, both of the Ferraris. Here is Charles Leclerc, he went flying past us, and behind us is Sebastian Vettel, who will also be trying to pass us, and behind us is also Alexander Albon. Why he's not passing us, man? Come on, pass me.
Tire condition is still
I
looking
just
good.
braked just to make sure that we are not in the blue flag anymore. So just trying to take some drag from Alex Albon's car to improve my lap time. So that was lap 26. We did lose some time due to the approaching cars,
The
and
line's catching you at a rate of about 2 seconds a lap.
yes, due to that Latifi managed to just close some of the gap, and we lost some time to Ocon and Gasly. So overall we were good on the pace, and here I am coming on the circuit, and here again I went on the sausage curve. I was just sliding around this particular circuit. Man, come on. I was, and my tires were overall looking good.
We're
Everything
trailing our
was good.
teammate by 16.8 seconds.
Lap 28, as you can see, and there is Korea, who is getting overtaken by Lando Norris. He is fighting this Ocon, Gasly, so all of those players. So Korea has got overtaken by Ocon as well on lap 32. So Korea is just behind me like 10 seconds. So he haven't done any good. He has just given up places. He was in a good
Try not to push
place.
the tyres too hard, you're probably losing some grip at this point.
Yes, I was losing, but the major issue was in the tire temps. So that was something which I was worried about, because the tire temps, they were just going out of my range. I was not able to even control them. So putting my slowest lap 32, and there was no chance that Latifi or Russell could catch me, and there was no chance that I could even catch Korea or Ocon until unless they don't make a big mistake. And
There's 5 laps of fuel remaining.
I guess they won't be making any mistake. So with that, overall it was good, and I thought that in this condition on lap
Gap to
32,
car in front is 10.6
and
seconds.
he is
The gap to the
trying
car
his
ahead is
best.
11.3 seconds.
Man, 2 laps and I could not improve on it. And here is Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen, the Dutch boy, and behind him the likes of Ferrari. And here I thought that I should just move on the lean. I should stop using my overtake button so that I can just save my engine a bit. So that is what I did, and on the lap 35, I guess next lap would be my last lap, but because all the front runners have already overtaken me, so I'll be ending up in this lap only. So here is Lewis Hamilton putting up the fastest lap, and no, Charles Leclerc put up the fastest lap, and here is Lewis Hamilton winning the Grand Prix. And behind him, just behind him, is Max Verstappen and the likes of Ferrari, Charles Leclerc and Sebastian Vettel, and this will put Lewis Hamilton in the top of the chart. And here I am finally on the Tarzan corner. So this is where we will be ending on the newest track as well. So that is P19.
Alright,
And
race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
we had a good race in the starting.
So Mercedes
We
have
ended
won
up
it, and what a great race
in
it
a
was.
worst place to be in. So
So,
he
Anthony, what made the
did took
difference
a
out there
lead.
today?
I feel
He
like
is looking good.
consistency was probably
Lewis,
the key today. There's being quick.
Back to
Mercedes,
the podium for the victory celebration.
and there is no chance for us to even touch them. I don't think so till next season, I guess. So I have to do my best in the terms of upgrades and everything. So yes, that's it. And we were okay. We were overtaken by the front runners, and even Lando Norris was overtaken. And here is the rivalry breakdown. We gained some good points. We will easily beat him, that is no issues. And team acclaim, everything is looking fine. Overall, we got a good cash. We will be investing it in the next race. So here is the video. We will see you, I will see you in the next Grand Prix. And if you like the video, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, guys. Please do that. It will help me a lot, guys.